Okay, we're live. It is Valentine's Day, 14th of February 2015. A very happy, loving day to everybody out there in the world. This is Hucolo webinar, live with Jim and some Hucolo friends. I'm here with Kim in Australia today.
Hello.
It's a very special day for us. We might have a little announcement for you later on. But the main star of the show today is Jim, and also the people that have joined us right here, right now. Zenida's helping out, as well as Gabriel. We also have Brian, Caroline, Gabriel, Caitlin, Noha, Sher, and Barbara. I believe that's correct. And a big welcome to you all. Thank you so much for turning up and making it happen today. We've sorted out our little feedback problems. Jim's got a new mic, and we're ready to rock and roll. So also, Jim has a couple of friends he might like to introduce to the world today.
Yeah, that'd be great. I have 3 people here today. Francine, you know already. She's over on my meditation chair. Would you like to come and say hello, Francine, or are you meditating?
You're good, you're good.
She said she's good. Okay. To my right here and your left will be Will, who's been here before. And to my left and your right is Matt. And he's our first-time visitor here, and he's been watching for a couple weeks. So very good. I'm glad you could join us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the people here are from everywhere. So,
awesome.
So welcome.
Thank you. Brilliant. So I want to give a big welcome to everybody that's tuning on YouTube as well. The numbers are packing up. Sabrina can't be with us today. She's feeling a little bit fluish, so we're going to do our best without her. It's always a pleasure to have her energy and company with us, and it's always really missed. So I wish her speedy recovery and get well soon, sweetheart. We all love you, and we'll send you some energy in the psychic mail.
And if I may add, I have a friend named Nancy who's having a really bad day today, and she lives in town here. I'd like you to send her all some energy right now because she has vertigo and she's going through many hardships at this time, and to be ill on top of it is really not so good. So I'd like to just have you take 1 minute and send her some energy because she was really not in a good space when I talked to her today. But I would like her to end the day in a better space. I told her to go home and sit because when she lays down, the vertigo doesn't go away. So let's send her a little energy for just 1 minute now, and hopefully she will. Well, I know that she'll get better because you guys have a lot of great love and energy. So if you would just take a minute.
Sure.
Her name is Nancy.
Nancy.
𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪
Coming from every corner of the world, focused into that spot you needed the most. Very good.
Thank you, everybody. Wow, that's a lot of good energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of really good energy. Thank you, and it's going to her now, and it will continue to flow from you. Because once you start that stream and intend it to stay there, it will stay there for a little while with her. So that'll be wonderful. Thank you.
Beautiful. It also gives us opportunity today with Sabrina being away that if anybody would like to step up and do blessings today, in galactic language or whatever form. There's an opportunity there for people to step up and shine today. So I welcome that in today's webinar.
Thank you very much. Any other announcements?
I think we're good.
Okay, I have an announcement. I know Saphira is not here right now because she is working, but our Lyran's son was born on February 11th, and he's 16 pounds 2 ounces, and his name is Joseph. And I think it's important to let you know that he is in really good health. Human Colony is about this kind of thing, as well as the ascension and becoming part of the galaxy and loving, and it's just another thing that binds us all together. So I just thought it was important to make that announcement.
Thank you for sharing that, Jim, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and we will be, more information will come, I'm sure, but I won't do it. I just wanted you to know that. Thank you. And also, welcome everybody today. And is there any special entity that wants that you want to hear today or want to invite? I know that some people have written me notes and to do invitations because they can never get on the site, so they wrote me some texts and asked me to do certain entities as well. So, but
I have a request.
Yes.
He was spoke of in the Bible, 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧.
I knew that's who you were going to say. Yes. Yes. Somebody else has already requested 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧 yet, or 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧.
Or the one in the Urantia book, 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧. So any of them.
Yes. There's not much written about him, but he is important.
Yes, they used to call him the Sage of Salem.
Yes, but is there a lot written about him? I didn't see very much. So, because I wanted to study him.
Probably in the ancient books, there's some.
Yes, he's in one of the Old Testament areas. So,
yes.
So yes, okay, 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧. Also, there's people that are ordained.
Do you know the Hebrew name? Maybe I know of him if he's in the Old Testament.
Yes, 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧.
It's 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧.
Yes, 𝗪𝗘𝗧𝗧.
Jim?
Yes.
Because it's Valentine, we need an angel presence also?
Tekkrr,
of course. Yeah.
Are somebody representing Valentine's Day? I didn't even think of that. Yes, okay.
Of course.
Okay. That's a great idea.
If it's possible, all of the three.
Day of Peace and stuff. If you Google it, it'll show up on a bunch of.
He said, "It's Archangel."
Archangel, Michael, yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yes. Archangel Michael may be coming through. He said he said something about today. So that being a day of peace and love.
Mm-hmm.
Michael.
Possibly Archangel Gabriel, Jim.
And Gabriel, yes.
Lakesh is always welcome.
I didn't get that. Pardon me?
Lakesh and Tekkrr is always welcome.
Of course.
Yeah, and anyone with an important message.
Yes.
Jim, can we have as many entities as possible today, please?
Well, the thing is, you guys keep asking questions to the entities, and so they don't get to change out.
Yeah, just don't make it one. Just make it several. One or two or three. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, because sometimes somebody will come and there's like 100 questions for them, so they stay. So, so there's no chance for anybody else, and they sort of just stay around and answer questions. So that's up to you guys. If you want to hear a lot, then you can cut it off after a certain point, because I have no control of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
Just to let you know, I have no control. If you keep asking questions, I'll keep answering unless they have to go.
Sure.
So
okay, we'll be aware of that, Jim, and we will maximize our questions in the best way possible for these as well.
all right, very good. Well, alrighty, I'm going to see you later. I guess I'll get started now. There's been several requests, and there's also some online requests for Bast. Oh, I can't even remember them all. If they come through, they come through. So, Onianis? I'm not even sure who that is. But there were some requests for different entities. Okay, well, I will see you later. If there's any questions now, ask now before I go. All right, very good. Yes? Go? No, huh?
We're good, we're good.
Okay, very good.
Go ahead, Jim.
All right, very good. I'll see you later.
Okay. Have a nice one.
Yes, my friends. I am Michael. Michael, however you pronounce it. An angel from the 9 realms. Coming to give you a message about Valentine's Day. Yes, it is about love and peace. But it is also a celebration of a martyr who gave his life because of those things that were right. Valentine's Day is a celebration of a spiritual man who was great in his time, would not obey authorities to do what was wrong, but to do what was right. This celebration brings peace, love, and joy to humanity, and it has become a romantic holiday. However, do not forget, within romance, there is trust, honesty, love, desire. This man, Valentine, had all these things as well, and become a representative of mankind for goodness and love. It was actually the holiday that started the first cards, or first momentums one to another. This is a great thing. It is something of a connection when you give something to someone else. It was the first celebration to give something to someone else. And it became so popular. And it became a ritual. But do not forget the man. Do not forget the actions of doing right. Of doing right. Instead of listening to the government or the kinds of things that they want. Peace, love, and understanding are eternal. This life you live, temporary, and sometimes unfulfilling. But yet you learn your lessons when you go to the Oversoul and find what you have done and what you have really learned. Besides those things that you accepted as learning in this world. Do not forget the actions that brought about such a wonderful ritual. I am here to watch you grow, to give you knowledge, and just to inspire that which is already in you, to come to a fuller understanding of a total love, a bigger love, a bigger picture, an all-inclusive love that includes even the unlovable. It's hard to do, but blessings to you. I will not ask you to ask questions, because this is not your time for me to speak to you in this way. But I am here to give you love on a day of love, on a day of understanding, to give you understanding. Be well.
Thank you, Archangel Michael, for coming through and giving us this information. Our infinite gratitude and love in return for this clarity of the message that is so much repeated in today's society, but yet lost in a lot of commercialism in our
It
way.
is lost. Remember the man. Remember what he stands for, and remember to be like him in some ways. To be obedient to your resonations, to your heart and to your soul, to your understanding of what is right, to the positive. Much love to you. And there is someone coming else.
Namaste, dear one.
Namaste. I am Bast.
Welcome, Bast.
From Egypt.
Oh, fabulous. Your timing has been awaited. Thank you for coming through today. You are with the Hucolo group members on a live webinar. Would you be happy to take questions, or would you like to share something with us right now?
Let me share something first. I was, as you know, in the past, a powerful female. But other than that, I want to share that I was loving and playful. I was giving and honest. But when it came time to protect my people, I was a strong warrior. But yet, today is a day of love. And therefore I give you my love and playfulness. Then I will answer questions. Yeah.
Could you please describe yourself to us? because I'm confused. Are you the cat-like entity, or I'm not?
I'm a lioness.
Okay. I get you now.
But I can also be associated with the common domestic cat. But I was really a lioness.
Do you have a relationship with the Lyran species? Is this connected?
There is some relation. It is not direct. We are cousins in some senses.
Thank you.
Is the Sphinx a link to you?
It is.
How? In what way?
I was the most popular of the ancient goddesses. Therefore, my likeness is very multiple.
Bast, may I request, please, as a goddess in your society, how did you practice within that position?
How did I practice?
Yes, what was your role?
My role was leadership. I was one of the only female leaders with power. There was no male except for 𝗪 and 𝐴𝐴𝐽. But they gave me power to rule in some areas of the south of Egypt because they had to be other places.
Who are they, by the way? You're saying they. Who are they?
𝗪 and 𝐴𝐴𝐽 are my husbands. Also, it has been said that I was created by Ra. He is the one who put the power in me, but he is not directly my father.
Thank you.
I have a question. How is Ra related to Yahweh?
They are sometimes as one. It depends on how they want to interact with humanity.
Because I've heard that a Lord Yahweh in the ancient biblical times, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, they always talk of the lesser gods. And then they talk about the big God, is what we call as God. But the lesser gods, the extraterrestrial ones that saw themselves as gods. But they said Yahweh, and I was wondering if Yahweh was a lesser god.
Yahweh on the level of Ra. That is correct.
Is Ra on the same level as an angel, or a little lesser?
No. Lesser.
Okay, thank you.
But much greater than humanity, of course. And much greater than many of the species that were of the time. They were leaders in the galaxy, even then.
So is Ra considered an Elohim?
He is not.
Okay.
Hello, Bast.
Bast.
Bast. I'm sorry.
That is okay.
Apologies. My name is Shir, and I'm wondering if I had any past life in your period.
You did.
Can you tell me if we had any relationship?
You were of a high estate in that time, but it is not for me to speak of that at this time.
Bast, I have a question regarding the ancient temples in Egypt and the Sphinx itself. They're deteriorating. They're getting destroyed. So, can you do something about saving it, or this is out of hand?
The temple at Bubastia was destroyed, but there's still many evidences of us there. Your planet is barbaric and was even more so then than now. Consciousness of greatness flew through many minds because they could see opportunities. But I was strong, and it was not destroyed during my lifetime. Bubastia was still there, the temple.
What about the destruction? Can you save it?
There is not to be saved anything that has been destroyed, unless you go back into your era's true dimensional patterns. But I am not at liberty to change what has happened. But there are things there that will speak about me even more than what they have found.
The time period that this took place, where you were physically in that time period, is that after the destruction of Atlantis?
Yes.
So this would be what, Sumerian time, 6,000 to 7,000, 8,000 years ago?
It would be what you would call almost 3,000 years before Christ.
Oh, okay. So well within the time. Okay. Thank you.
Actually, 2,870 years before Christ.
Hello, Bast.
Bast, yes. Continue.
It is nice. It is nice to meet you. It is known in our timeline that you are called the goddess of fertility. Did you deal with any fertility things in your timeline?
I am always seen with a litter of kittens. That is why that is so. But I was actually a warrior goddess. That was my first title, before I became a fertility goddess. Do you understand? I had Nubian attacks that I must confront, and so that I was considered a lady of destruction, or a lady of power, strength. That was my first title.
What other races did you interact with at that time? What other races, extraterrestrial races?
I would not interact personally with other species other than the humans, because I was not a male. The males interacted with other species. I was subservient to 𝗤 and 𝗤𝗡𝗧. So I did not interact with them, but I was given power of the south of Egypt to act as I will, because they knew I was strong.
Were you born half human, or your genetics, or was it a mixture, or did you come from off-world?
That is a very interesting question. I was born on your world, but I am actually, ancestry-wise, not part of it.
Ah, thank you.
So, who is the being known as Sekhmet?
Sekhmet is also known as 𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 god of several things. War. He's actually a god of scents and spices, perfumes, and herbs. Do you know this?
Yes.
No. The only information that we have on 𝐂𝐸𝐷𝐚 is that it was actually a female warrior that bathed in the blood of her enemies.
Interesting. Actually, it was a male with feminine characteristics, but very vitally a warrior.
I have a question from Hyan.
Was very feminine. That is why it's depicted as female at times.
I have a question from... Yes, Hyan asks a question. Hyan wanted to know, when was the Sphinx built?
It was after my time, but only slightly.
Okay.
2,700 years before Christ. Actually, some date it older, but it was changed. So their readings are not quite correct.
And also, Hyan wanted to know, was there others from your race at that time that was there?
Oh, many. My husbands, Atum and Ta, were there. Also, after and before, there were many. My children, of course, were gods and goddesses of a lower rank because of their personalities were not as strong. They did not take leadership abilities, but shared the accustomed hierarchy that they deserved. Also, there was Nephratus and many others. As you know, many names. I can go into many names, but it is not necessary, but there are many. 𝐂𝐸𝐷𝐚.
Yes, and one last thing from Hyan. Yes. One last thing from Hyan. Also, where did they come from? Like different star systems. Was it Sirius?
Andromeda, as you call it.
Yes.
At this point beyond the Andromeda section, where there is other canine species, cousins, cat species, in Pleiadian space, etc. We are a cat species, lion.
Are you also related to any of the Sirian energies?
We have been there. We have met them and have had many relations with them, but we cannot breed with them.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Kim has a question for you, Bast.
Go ahead.
Yes, Bast, hello. Again, I'd just like to ask you, I am assuming that you are in spirit. I'm wondering, do you function as a higher self to any earthly beings right now, or do you exist as a spirit guide, or just in the collective?
I do function in many ways still. A higher self, and also on a council of the ascended masters. I am considered a high spirit, having experienced many lifetimes as leader.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bast, I have one question, please. I'm so fascinated about the Egyptian culture and Egyptian traditions, the ancient Egyptian one. If you meditate according to that, like the Sphinx, the pyramids, could you get the energy from that?
It is still available in the pyramids. If you were to enter, you would feel a strangeness, although the air is not the same because it is filled with other elements now. The crystals clarified the air and energized it, And now the air is stuffy. But the energy can still be felt in some of the rooms that still have crystals within the walls that are unknown.
When you walked the earth, did you use the temples or the pyramids as teleportation, transportation at that time?
Of course. And we had our places in the south as well. But Atum and Ta had more power when it came to moving to other places. Having not had the pyramids in the south, but the temple was also very powerful at Bast. Yeah.
So they did have crystals on top, triangular.
Yes, before I moved to the south, I was there to see them. A grand sight, of course.
Yes.
And many of the kings found me very beautiful. And with my energy and strength and confidence, I was able to conquer the Nubians.
Speaking of Nubians, was Anubis a being who existed within your time?
Anubis was the god of the dead. He would be the one that prepared the pharaohs for their journey across the great river to eternity. That is how we believed in it at that time. Our belief systems have changed since then, but Anubis was a powerful and feared.
Wait, he was feared?
Yes, because he could control what happens after death. At least that's how they believed. And he could control what beings were to die with the pharaohs and be with them on the trip. So he was feared by the servants, those close to human pharaohs. Now, with the gods and the goddesses, we were taken away. We were not sent through that means to get to our paradise.
Oh, you also mentioned that you conquered the Anubians. What do you mean? There was conflicts that went on between the two races.
They had a very powerful king that wanted our land. But we knew where our end and our beginning were. So we kept them at bay. And finally, they became part of us. We conquered them and took their land.
Getting some energies. Have I ever encountered you in Egypt before?
Yes.
Are you able to say what happened?
You were one of my great slaves. You were one of my many that I could trust. You were a woman at that time, but strong in mind and took no deterrence from anyone. You were very loyal, very strong, and studied the magic of the ancients.
Your race, what is the name of it?
There is no name that you have for our race.
Okay, I'd like to ask... Sorry, Bast. Please carry on.
We go by the name of the Ra. That is our species.
Many thanks. I would like to ask the people in the room with you if they have any questions to ask you.
Continue. There are others here, yes. Continue.
Okay, Bast, I have two burning questions. The first one is, why is the half-hybrid entities that was tied down to this Egyptian civilization, the ancient Egyptian civilization, was tied down to Egypt and nowhere else? That's one. Okay? The other question, I'll ask it afterwards.
Because of who we were and the time that we were in, we wanted to study. We were not interested in world interaction necessarily. It did happen. But we were there to study and to understand the things that were important to us. Also, Egypt is a dry land, desert, like our own home world. It was more comfortable to be there than anywhere else.
Okay. The other question, have you reincarnated after that?
Have I what?
Reincarnated after that?
Of course.
After being...
But not on this world. I only spent one life on your planet.
Okay.
I spent my time in the spiritual realm rather than going life to life because I have learned much from the experiences I had in a spiritual realm that was higher than the one I am in now. It is difficult to explain.
I understand. Have I ties with Egypt? Because I'm so fascinated about it.
There is many ties with you. You've been there many times in past life.
This is why. Okay. As something, as a figure, something.
It is not for you to know at this time.
Okay, great. No problem. Thank you very much, and we'll appreciate it.
Thank you. Caroline?
Yes, hi there. Bast, was I in around your time?
You were in Egypt, but not at my time.
Okay, yeah.
You were earlier, and then again later.
Okay. And how tall are you? How tall were you?
I'm about 6 foot tall on your planet, when I was on your planet.
Okay, thank you.
Bast, I have a question about the Sphinx. It's always been something I've been fascinated with. Underneath the Sphinx, was there a chamber in your time, or let's say chambers, and what were they used for?
The Sphinx was after my time, but I know that there are chambers under there, yes.
Thank you.
There are many things there that will surprise you.
Bast.
Yes, I feel this too.
Please be sure to put the at the end. That is the feminine pronunciation.
Bast.
Yes.
Thank you, Basta.
Yes.
I have a question. I have a question about the Hebrews in Egypt and the Exodus story, if you're familiar.
That was... Yes, I am aware of the story.
It is interesting. The story is not exactly the same, but it did happen in many ways the same. But there are many large differences. Your 40 years in the desert was actually 60.
Okay, that's interesting.
At least by my calculations and our recollection of that proper history.
What about the destruction of Egypt when the Pharaoh didn't let Moses and his people go? Was that correct?
The correct parts, yes. There were some plagues. The fact that his son died became known throughout the world, as he denied there was a God, and God smote his son. This was the thing that was most important about that particular period. It promoted the single God and the power that he had.
The Hebrews, the one that they worshipped.
Yes, the Hebrew God.
The Elohim?
Elohim is beneath the Creator God.
Ah, yes, Creator of worlds and the Elohim, yes.
I must go now.
Thank you.
Namaste, Bast. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Continue with your festival of love and understanding. Be playful. Playful is important because you cannot be a war person without playfulness. You cannot be strong without playfulness.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Much love.
Namaste.
Kogashi, pwa, pwa, pwa. Yucko. I am Tekkrr.
Hello, Tekkrr.
Welcome back!
Hello.
I'm Tekkrr, and I just have come to wish you a wonderful...
Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome. It has been a privilege to talk to you, and this is a holiday, and I am just here to wish you great love and understanding. It is a holiday that would seem to emphasize the importance of the ascension, the moving forward of love, the moving forward of connection. I am here to connect with all of you and to let the world know that I understand it better now than ever. but I have only come for a moment. If there are a few questions, I may answer.
Tekkrr,
Yes.
can I interject with just a statement?
Wonderful.
Okay. I just want to thank you for the changes that you have had, and I can only hope that I can come to the same understanding that you have come to about humankind.
Thank you. It was not easy for me at first.
I understand that.
I could not see who you really were, because I had seen only my people and those that were very civilized. But I understand now that your civilization is going through growing pains. And so I apologize for my original thoughts. But I love you now individually. I have learned to love you individually. Is there any questions?
I have a question.
Go, Gabriel.
I've been feeling in my head like I'm stuck in my head something. I don't know what, and it hurts sometimes.
When you feel stuck in your head,
yeah,
then you are stuck. Say to yourself, you are no longer stuck. You are moving forward. Tell yourself you are moving forward, because that is the only way not to be stuck. If you believe that you are stuck, you are. But you actually are moving forward. You cannot stay in one place at all times. Change is inevitable.
Yeah.
Moving forward is inevitable. The turning of your planet is inevitable. And so as you turn on your planet, you change.
Yeah, I feel like I change, but it's one big part of my brain that are feeling very stuck. I cannot.
Well,
really
tell
use
your
it.
brain it is not. It is moving forward. And if you say it as many times as you can, you will start to understand that that is part of your cycle. And your cycle will move forward, even though you do not understand that it is. It always will.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank you for help. And there's no problem that you fought badly in some senses from us from the beginning, because that taught you something.
Yes, it did. It taught me a great lesson. And I'm thankful for that. And it was probably part of my contract as well.
Yes.
Hello, Tekkrr.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm of great happiness.
Thank you. Thank you for coming through. I was just wishing to ask a question about if you have any messages for me, and how is my kid doing? And when is the chances I'll be able to teleport to physically and interact and meet with my kid? Because I hadn't.
We are working on these things now. Interaction right now has been stopped by the governments. They do not allow us to transport site to site. They say it is a breach of confidence and loyalty to the treaty that we made. We are considering breaking it anyway, but this could be dangerous. But we would love to have you come and see your child.
Yes,
but your child is doing very well. What is the name of your child? All the children are doing well. What is the name?
Stephen. Same as me.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we do know.
They said he was cocky. That's it for me.
He is very forthright and speaks his mind quite clearly and does not put up with any guff. A word I just learned recently. Yes?
Thank you.
Tekkrr,
Yes.
I have a question. How is my
Yes,
daughter
Barbara.
Fin's?
You broke up, and I did not hear anything after the word daughter.
How is my daughter Fin's doing?
Ah, Venza, very good. She is a sweet one, very calm and understanding, very quiet. And she is like you in many ways. She is very understanding and very soft in her thought patterns. She is very happy where she is, but she would like to meet you.
I would love to meet her.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello,
Sir?
Tekkrr.
Yes. Who is speaking? Ah, yes.
I have a question. Could you please update us with our ascension so far? This is Noha.
What about
Greetings,
your
everyone.
ascension? I did not hear that.
Update us with our ascension, our human colonies ascension.
Yes.
How are we doing? How are we doing so far? Any
You are moving.
updates?
You have your moments when you're only moving slowly, but sometimes, like this day, you move quickly. There are times recently where you have moved very quickly forward. Not all at once, but you pull each other up, and sometimes you pull each other in a sideways, but you're still moving forward, but just slow each other down occasionally. Sometimes it is because you disagree with one another, but you are still connected and still love each other, and you are doing well. You have learned much in the last year. You have learned much. How to love each other in a much greater way, how to become a community, and how to feed off of one another's strengths. Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course. Could you update me with my two kids?
You are what?
Update me
yes,
with my two
sure.
kids, hybrid children.
Yes.
Aditya and Aline, the girl.
Yes, they're... One moment. Let me check on them. There are so many here now. It is hard to keep track. But you are Noha, so I understand where your children are. Yes. They are fine. And they're very intelligent, both of them.
How do they look like?
The girl is very pretty.
Great, great. And the guy?
He's very
handsome.
strong. And yes, I'm sure he will become more handsome. He is still going through a period of change.
Great. I asked for two more kids.
Handsome, yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
I want two more kids also. Another girl and another boy.
We are trying to handle the hybrid population, so.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well appreciated. I love you so much.
Love you as well. Thank you.
Are you saying we can request children?
Yeah, you can request children. But it's a longer process now, just as coming to the colonies is a longer process because we now have almost 300 people coming to the colonies. And so we have to spread them out so that we can handle the influx. So some of you that have gone many times in the past have not gone recently because we're bringing new people there, understandably, to have some lessons. But you will be coming back. The thing is, right now, is that there are so many of you that want to come. It is becoming difficult to schedule 300 individuals in the different colonies, especially with all the work that we're doing with the weather. As you know, the weather there is different than it has been ever before, at least in your time.
Tekkrr. Can you hear
Yes.
me? How are you?
I am wonderful, sure. I am glad to speak to you.
I'm glad as well. I want to ask if I can have any Lyran hybrid children. if I can
Yes,
be
I
on the
believe
list.
you already did ask that. I believe you asked that before, and that is being processed already.
Really? I never asked
Yeah.
that in this
Perhaps you asked it.
communication.
Are you sure? Because I
Yes.
believe that you are being processed at this time for a Lyran child. It may take a little while since we have so many requests, but we did hear yours.
If I can have a female and a male, if there will be room for them, it will be lovely.
Would you like twins?
Okay. A female and a male.
Now, twins.
Yes.
That can be arranged.
Okay. Also, I want to know if my Sirian infusion started.
It has. You are at 1.3%.
Can I give
Do
you
you
permission?
feel lighter? Do you feel a
Yes.
little lighter within the last 5 days?
Yes.
Excellent.
Can I ask for more?
Once we've completed that, we will check and see if more is available to be given to you, if you could handle more. Yes.
And if I could complete my Yahyel, I believe I have nearly 10%.
You are done with your Yahyel. That is why the Sirian is started.
So I have 10% Yahyel?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Hello, Tekkrr. This is Brian.
Brian, how are you?
Good, my friend.
How is your children?
Logan's doing okay. He's doing better. I think he's handling it okay. Sometimes he wakes up and he has like these beings that are looking at him. It's died down a lot. It's not so intense, which that's what I've been really hoping for. So it's not so intense for him.
Yes.
But that's the one
we
thing.
were trying to make it less frightening for him.
Especially when he sleeps. He doesn't mind it every once in a while during the day. It's just when he's trying to sleep. He really needs his rest.
Ultra sensitive to the beings around him.
Yes.
It is very rare to have someone that's sensitive.
Yes.
So it is not. They are not even aware that he sees them until he becomes frightened.
Yes, I understand now. The other thing is this coming May, the month of May, I'm going to make a request to come out and visit Jim for at least three to 4 days. I will meet with you. Yes, I will meet with you and have some sessions and Reiki sessions. And it's time that we talk about contact. And I want to give you a hug and through Jim, through you. So I love you very much, my friend. Thank you.
I love you as well. You have many great qualities.
Hi,
All right.
Tekkrr. Hello,
Who is
Tekkrr.
Yes. Caroline.
Hi, Tekkrr.
Caroline, is that correct?
Hello.
Hello. What is your question?
Yeah. Caroline.
He did not hear any question.
Okay. Has Freya been born yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Also, have I got any chakra blockages, and also is my pineal gland healthy?
One moment and I will check for you.
Thank you.
I will get the message from those that are around you protecting you.
Thank you.
𝗂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠. There is no blockages, but they need brightened. 𝗂𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻. The silver chakra in your aura is dull. They will help you with that. Also, you have your sacral chakra and solar plexus chakras are needing brightened. Your heart chakra is fine, but it is being affected by the other dullnesses.
Okay. Yeah, I did wonder.
Your third eye is not opening as quickly as I would want, but it is opening very slowly.
Mhm. Is there anything else I can do to kind of help things along?
It will open. There are things that you are doing that are fine. Your meditations are not as deep as they could be.
Okay.
That will help.
Okay. How about my pineal gland? Is that calcified or is that fine?
One moment. I will check with those around you.
Thank you.
Do you feel pressure at the top of your mouth, on the roof of your mouth?
Not really.
Do you feel it tingling there?
Not really.
Okay, one moment, please. What about now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your pineal gland is in healthy shape.
Lovely. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Yeah, much love.
Much love, Liney.
Hello, Tekkrr. How are you?
I'm fine.
I wanted to ask if I'm going through any changes energetically or physically, because I've been feeling different for the past few days.
That is, if you do not mind me speaking freely, that is sort of a private matter.
That's fine.
They are actually attuning your genitals to be able to mate with others.
Is that all?
There's other things happening as well. There is a slight change in thought process, and there is a slight change in the beat of the heart. Because if they are going to use you in the intended manner before we are able to transport, of course, there are some changes that had to be made.
Oh, also, what's going on with my forehead?
Also gave permission for, yes.
Oh, permission. Also, what's going on in my forehead?
Whatever it takes, so that is what they're doing.
Wait, I told them that?
You told them that it would be fine if you went through some changes, and they are doing that.
So, what's going on in my forehead?
Yes. That's the third eye. The activation of the third eye helps with the different things in the body. Yes, it is like an overseer to the changes.
Oh, thank you.
But there will not be that much change. Do not be concerned. You will not notice any major changes. These are all very subtle.
Oh, are you able to go any further into what these changes would do?
Not at this time. But you will understand. Yes, it is like an overseer to the changes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You will understand all the changes after they are complete, because you will notice a greater, more vitality within yourself. A greater vitality, I should say.
Could you repeat that? There were some audio issues.
You will discover a greater vitality within yourselves when everything is complete. Even though they are subtle, they will affect your energy fields in a positive way.
Okay. What's my field like now?
It's fine. You are healthy.
Healthy.
Yes.
Thank you.
You
Okay,
go,
I'd like to invite Dan and also Hyan to speak. Hyan, I just want to mention a big thank you for dropping earlier and allowing space. Much love, brother.
If that's fine with 𝗪𝗪𝗧, because she was before in the order, so I don't mind waiting for a couple more questions before I speak.
Very good. Continue. Who is next?
I'm next, but all right. Hello, Tekkrr. Much love to you.
Much love to you, Hyan. Thank you for all that you do. You are a very helpful human.
Oh, glad to hear that. So, what I heard from Buddha that your third eye could be too open.
Yes.
What would that mean?
That your third eye can be too open when you bring in everything and not just the things that should be brought in. The third eye can be controlled. Of course, people want to have it open. The opening of the third eye in a proper way will make you understanding and wise and give you vision into fourth dimensional thought patterns. If you open your third eye too far, which is usually not by choice, usually it is by drug enhancement or different outside things that will cause it to open up too wide, then you will see things as you will not be able to live in a third dimensional thought pattern. Let me put it that way. Your thought patterns will be extreme. You will then be craving perhaps too much sex, perhaps too much stimulation for your body because your third eye is too open. It causes overstimulation of every part of your body, including the brain. Does that make sense to you?
So you won't be satisfied by regular
You would not be satisfied, and you could not grow properly when your third eye is too open. Now, the reason it gets too open is with the help of drugs, usually, or with psychotic break. Something in the brain is chemically not functioning correctly, and it causes that to open wide, and your senses become addictive. And they become, you have addictive personality then. You would want drugs, or you would want food, or you would want, but you would not be normal. You would not sense reality the way that it should be sensed.
Or you would want DNA too much. No, that's...
DNA would not change necessarily, but parts of it would be activated that would not necessarily, or overactivated that would not necessarily be that activated. So, now, I will give you an example of this. There are some that are in autistic states or different mental states that their third eye opens very wide and they cannot understand third dimension. They live in a fourth dimensional activity. They see third dimension as very literal, meaning they cannot sense the abstract parts of it. There are abstract parts to the third dimension. They only see the abstract parts when they're in their fourth dimensional thought pattern, when they're in the third eye wide open, and they cannot relate that to Earth. So when you say something like, check your work, they would put a check mark on it. that example was given to me by someone else. Instead of them re-looking over their work, when you say check it, they put a check mark on it because their third dimensional understanding is literal. Does that make sense to you? The abstract part of that would be to reassess your work. But all they can see is the literal. Does that make sense to you? That's just one example.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Why there are people confused about religion. They can only see the literal part of it because there was some chemical problems in their brain, and everything is literal, and nothing can be understood properly because the Bible, in many senses, is a diagram of symbols and thought patterns that are abstract, but yet they see everything literally there.
Dan, welcome, jump in, and then I can ask again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. It's about the idea of the literal being taken literally. Perhaps the understanding that sometimes we aren't very specific when we're speaking, it can also play a fundamental part to, confusing people who have symptoms such as autism and so on. Perhaps as a species, we also need to kind of accept that there are people who do take things extremely literally.
Exactly.
So, not in a way of changing ourselves, but in the way of expanding to allow these people to have that little bit extra freedom with the way that they work as well.
Yes, because they see it as they are being correct. Do you understand? The literal is the correct in the third dimension, whereas that is a deception because they are not correct, but they see the literal as correct. Do you understand?
Yeah. It's kind of like a double-edged sword.
They do not perceive the abstract part of third dimension, and therefore when they live in their fourth dimension, it is totally abstract without any third dimension.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. I understood what you said, and I hope you understood the answer.
Yeah.
So if you want to decrease this opening of the third eye, if it's too much.
Yes, you can meditate with your third eye wide open. You can still meditate. And if you so know that your third eye is wide open, which many do not, then you can do a meditation to close it. And you can have others close it for you. If you detect that someone's third eye is wide open all the way to the sides of the head, you can help them by meditating for them to help it to close because they cannot perceive properly.
Okay, good.
This is I could speak about the third eye being too open for a lot of time, but it does not very good because most of you, 99% of you, have your eyes opening properly.
Yeah.
It is not the common thing.
Yeah, I felt that my third eye is very open, but now that you gave that explanation, I don't think it's too open. I think
it's not. You are fine. Yeah. You are fine.
Okay. So I feel that my dreams were very, very clear for one time, and I still have a lot of dreams, but they have become more symbolic again. And yes. I feel the difference when I'm in Hucolo or just astrally or. But there has been a shift, like you could say, a decrease of remembrance. And I wonder, why is that? Is it my subconscious that
No,
think
you
it's too
just need a
much?
break from it for now. You cannot continue to have lucid dreaming constantly. You have to have a break from it. You have to have regular REM sleep because it does affect your sleep. So do not worry about that. It will return when it is supposed to. These vivid dreams, very meaningful, but they must slow down and then speed back up. You are on. Every human has a wave. Every being has a wave, has a frequency. So that is part of the frequency that you become. And part of that lucid dreaming will come back.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I sometimes feel I enjoy the regular dreams as well.
Yes.
But who is doing that in me?
Who is
Or
giving
is
you
it-
the lucid dreams?
No, who
You
is
are.
decreasing it?
Who is
it
you
perhaps-
are. Your body functions are on wavelengths. Your body knows when you need to rest, and your body knows when you can handle greater sensitivity, and your body knows when your brain is a very intricate machine, and it knows when to slow down and when to speed up. And it does it automatically, just like your heart automatically beats.
All right, thank you very much.
You're
Sabrina had a dream. She was in her bedroom with her son, and they got up to get. There was water coming down from the ceiling and to the walls, and they got up and went to the hallway to go and out of her room something, and there was a spaceship. She saw a spaceship, and
Yes. When individuals are in a dream state and are moving through astral projections, they sometimes appear to be sea water because they are in a watery-like feeling. And so that would make sense to me. However, her son is also part of another dimension, another thought process, and another part of Hucolo as well. It is difficult. I will speak to her about it.
Okay. Maybe it's too difficult to talk about.
It is not pertinent to the group.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much.
𝗂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐳. I'm going to go now.
Lyran, ask a question.
Oh, I thought Barbara was going next, but I have questions if
Is there
that's
more
okay.
questions?
Yes.
I was not aware. Continue.
Yes.
Okay. I had, while walking and sharing energy, I connected to a being, it felt like in the water, and I wasn't sure whether it was a mermaid or a siren.
What else in that? What else? You connected to a
I
being in the
saw
water.
it.
Did you see it? Did you see the being
in the water?
Yes.
Rainbow body.
It was. You saw something in the water.
Yes, but I wasn't anywhere near water.
I understand. Yes, that would be only a mermaid could do that. Send a vision to you when you are not near the water. And they do exist. They still do. And all the worlds know about them. All governments know that mermaids still exist.
Oh.
Why they do not want anyone to know it's a mystery, because they do.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was an aspect of me.
It could be in some senses. They are an aspect of you. You are an aspect of them. You are one in your thought pattern. When they send a thought, you become one.
Okay. Yes. Also, I had a question about my you said my hybridization of the 𝗂𝐻𝐻𝗧 and the Lyran, and it was a couple. It was 4 of them.
Yes.
How's that going?
Very well. We will speak about that. But the Yahyel is finished.
Oh, my Yahyel is finished. Very
Yes.
nice.
And there was another one starting, but not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
They have to check and see that the Yahyel has taken and will be fine.
Okay, very well. Also, I wanted to ask a question about soul codes, because I asked this to Douglas, but I'm not sure if he knew too much information about it. And I had a dream. Soul codes, CODES, codes.
Oh, yes, codes, yes. What about?
Did I provide any for a planet?
Yes, you did. You have an understanding of soul codes that not many do. You see, the coding of the soul is the contract. Once the contract is made, the soul must be coded. This is what you do. And it can be coded in different ways in different species. So you have an understanding of how to do it in about 4 different species. But there are others that code other species. But you have an understanding of the coding for 4 species.
Because I keep seeing a gentleman's face from my dream. What planet did I go to?
You went to several. Which one are you talking about?
There was one where for some reason a passport was very important, and everyone looked as if they were from an Indian type country, like the features either Arabic or Indian.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this huge party, and they were all amazed that I was there. And who are they?
I cannot tell you at this time. I know who they are, and I will speak to you about it.
Okay.
They cannot be named at this time because they are 2 galaxies away.
Oh, wow. Okay. The children, I would like to know how they are doing. I believe there's 5 of them.
Yes. Can you give me some names so I can check on them individually?
Okay. There is... Ooh, I wrote them down because there's so many.
Continue.
I'm trying to find their names. Oh no! But they're Lyran and human. There's a Arcturian one, I believe.
Yes. There are so many children, it's best to have their names.
Yes, I know. Oh my goodness. I didn't know I was going to be able to speak with you, but you can let someone go ahead if someone else.
All right.
I got to find the information.
Someone else. Is there anyone that has a question? I must go soon.
Yeah. Not so much of a question, though, Tekkrr. It's more of language understanding.
People speaking at once.
Yeah, sorry. I'll just go ahead with it.
Hucolo tuakavate sindium biaqua ora one susua tiranta ashatu
Utaka tosho tunoko yataka 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗡𝗧𝐸𝗂.
𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧.
𝗂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐲. Thank you very much.
𝗪𝗡𝗕𝗓𝗄. Muha.
One quick question, please, Tekkrr. I've been told that my third eye is open, and yet I don't see anything much of it. It's only what I see is violet light.
You are not focused on it. You're focused on your third dimension, which it will also do. But when you focus in your meditations on the third eye, you should find many other things.
Okay, just thank you.
Tekkrr, is Jim okay? Everything at the moment. Are you fine to carry on for a few more questions?
A few more questions will be acceptable.
I have the names now.
I would like to invite Ruth and Mikey. Also, Sarah has a follow-up. And we're going to end it there, guys.
Yes. Mustafa, Ahashara, Vincentian, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪
Mustafa.
Yeah.
Yes, Mustafa is good.
Mustafa is good.
Very, very strong. Powerful muscles. It seems that physicality is very strong. Yes. The brain is also strong. However, brutal strength. Very strong.
Interesting.
And actually not harmful, though. A calm disposition. Yes, continue.
Mm-hmm.
What was another name?
Hashara.
Ah, Hashara. Very pleasant, but quick to anger. Very human likeness. What is funny?
When you say quick to anger.
Is that all right?
Yes.
I mean, that is what it is, but okay, continue.
Okay.
There's much I cannot stay long.
Vincentian.
Vincentian, they will have to check on Vincentian. No report has come in today, but the last report is that Vincentian is walking around, talking a great deal of knows 2 languages already.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Well, I'll stop there and let other people go.
Agigawa. Very headstrong, very intelligent, but headstrong.
Okay, there's
vision.
Corlin.
The vision is far beyond the norm. Continue.
Mm-hmm. Corlin.
Very demure, shy, very not confident yet, but smart and resourceful, entertains herself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to the next.
It says Pleiadian boy, but did I ever give a name?
No, you never did.
Okay. Samson.
Digwa koshun chipopwa. Diedian chip. Playful. Curious. Very, very vocal. Constantly talking. Constantly talking and playing and interacting. Questioning everything.
Lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you would have any information of the child 1,000 years in the future.
No, I would not.
Okay. That's okay. Next.
Ruth, would you like to go ahead? And also, Mikey, I'd like to give an opportunity, just briefly, if please make them brief. Tekkrr and Jim are both very tired.
Hello, Tekkrr. This is Saphira.
Saphira, hello.
Hi. I have two questions. You know that our Lyran son was born, right? Tekkrr, Joseph. Without saying the other party's name until they want to say it.
It already has been announced.
Oh, they did. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay. How much DNA is mine and how much is his? I'm curious.
It was 50-50.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
That is the way it always is when there is two donors. They make sure that they are equal.
Okay, thank you very much. And I had a question. My son, I had a dream that my son, an ET, was taking blood out of my son's head with he was connected to some tubes, and they were taking blood out of his head. And this is Benedetto, and I have no idea what that could possibly mean. I don't know if you do.
Well, hopefully it was a dream, but they're infusing him with wisdom and thoughts. And they're taking away some of his fear of the things that he must do. That is all. It is more symbolic than realistic.
I see. Okay. Thank you. I have been trying to communicate with you about Joseph. I've been trying to talk with you. Are you having trouble getting through to me? Am I blocked to you for some reason?
You are around many relatives. You need to be away from them for me to communicate.
Oh, I see, but I live here. I see. Okay. All right. Well, it's good to talk with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any others, or should I leave now?
It's up to you and to Jim. Mikey would like to go next, I think.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you as well.
Yes, this week I was taken up during my dream to a planet with two suns.
Yes.
And I was with a group. Yeah, this one, it was a gathering. And they asked a group of 6 of us to stand up, and then they asked me to stand up and said, come forward. And there was about 10,000 people there.
Yes.
And I jumped in the air and was caught in a tractor beam, and I turned to the man, which I couldn't really see his face, and said, will you take care of me? He said, yes. And then I was pulled forward towards a stage, and it felt like ecstasy, and I was being cleaned, and then something flashed and I woke up. And it's been bothering me ever since, and I was just wondering if you can read anything on that.
Well, you were not alone. There were the 6 people that were there were from Human Colony, all.
Oh.
And it was a celebration of different things. It was a congratulatory get-together for things that you have done and experienced and growth that you have made. Kim was also there.
Yeah, there was some people looking at me like I was an orb, but they like looked through me, but I could still see them. And there's some people here that I haven't been here in a while, and I don't know what they look like, but they were looking at me, and I sort of knew them, Some were Indian looking, some had long blonde hair, short hair, and I don't know what these people really look like, most of them.
Kim has long blonde hair.
Oh, cool. Well, then I saw, it's quite an experience in that tractor beam. I'm used to going upwards into a ship, but I was going horizontally.
That is fine, yeah.
Floating.
It was a celebration from 𝗂𝐴𝐺𝐻𝐷's civilization.
Oh, well, blessings and thank you. And I wish that again for everyone, too.
Kim works with 𝗂𝐴𝐺𝐻𝐷 quite exclusively at this point. But she was there because there were some congratulatory things happening. Also, there was other people from human colony that were being rewarded for some of their actions.
Oh, well, congratulations. And there was also a floating toy beside me. And I guess it was a representation of who was on the ship. There was three beings. One I thought was a doctor, one I thought was security, and one I thought was head of ship. And I was showing people, this is where we're going, and these three people are represented on this toy. Does that make sense?
Yes, these do Tekkrr and 𝗪𝗓.
Incredible. Wow. Okay, well, I'm speechless. Thank you, and I love you, and have a nice, lovely day.
Yes, have a wonderful day. Happy Valentine's Day.
And to you.
You too, Tekkrr.
Thank you, Tekkrr.
I'm going to go now.
Thank you.
Jim,
we love you.
Say hello to 𝗂𝐻𝐷 for me.
𝗂𝐻𝐷𝐻𝐷. Oh. Wonderful blessings.
And to you, dear one. Thank you so much, and look forward to your next challenge.
Hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim. Welcome back.
Where did oh, here it is.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Love you.
Hi, Jim. Too.
Now.
It's not working.
How you feeling, Jim?
Great. I feel good.
Perfect. Excellent. That was great. There was a lot of questions today. Tekkrr was a little bit needed some time. I think she wanted to get out. I wasn't sure if you were tired or not. I was feeling it myself.
Well, she always leaves me feeling great, so I don't know why. I think more she was tired than me, so.
Right. Okay.
Because I think she's been working really hard with the weather and doing a lot of input and information and checking in with me and checking in with a lot of different people, and she's constantly busy. So if she's tired, I understand that. So she's very, very, very busy, for sure. Very, very busy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for that today, Jim. You're wonderful as ever, and our heart goes out to you for doing what you do.
Oh, thanks. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
You too.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
And
Jim, are your eyes better?
My eyes are getting better. You see, I have to explain. My right eye is not good anyway. So when I had an operation on the left eye, I was almost like incapacitated. But now I'm starting to see more distance, and I'm also starting to see close up, because when I couldn't use my phone for a couple days, because when I went to certain pages, it would have been like total blank. Even though there was writing on the page, it would look white. So that was not a good feeling. I was going, so not happy. But now I can see the pages, I can see the writing, and I have my magnifying glass. If the writing's too small, I can actually see it now. So yes, things are moving forward in a positive way. So when I don't think I'll be able to drive until I get new glasses, which will be not till the second operation and all the and everything balances out. Then I'll get a new prescription for both eyes. So it's ridiculous to get a prescription for one eye. So it will be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
I'm happy to know everything went okay.
Good.
Is there anybody that would like to do a blessing today? Sabrina is not with us.
I
so
would.
That was.
I would also.
Okay, great. Sarah, you go first. Ladies before gentlemen. And Rowie, is there any announcements before they start?
Just let people know about our website, www.humancolony.org. If you have enjoyed today's session and got something from it, it's been gracious to have the message about Valentines from Michael, and also Bast coming through was absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, and if you'd like to make donations, you can do on the page. Thank you.
Rowie, I have a question.
What was that?
Thanks, Rowie.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Rowie, I have a question. The webinar about contact, is it to continue with this link? We just stay here, or is there another link? Do you know about
Yes,
that?
there is another webinar happening in a few hours, I believe, with Sabrina about contact. This is something Sabrina has organized.
It's actually after this hangout. So.
Oh, it's directly after.
Oh, beg my pardon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will send the link in the chat boxes.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Saphira. And thank you, Rowie.
Yeah, thank you all YouTube viewers tuning in today, and we'll leave you with a few beautiful messages from our loved ones.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Rowie, for being here and organizing.
And congratulations on your engagement. Your Kim and Rowie are engaged. So.
You guys are engaged. Oh my goodness!
Congratulations.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And as you can see, Rowie is in Australia, and he will be there for 3 months.
Upside down.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Was I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I didn't ask permission.
They said they were going to make an announcement.
It's pretty official
Oh,
now.
you were going to make the announcement. You didn't.
No, we didn't. You did it for us, Jim.
It was
Thank you.
perfect coming from you, Jim.
Thank you. But you said you were going to make that announcement, but you didn't, so I did it for you. So I love you both very much. Many blessings, and mwah.
Yeah,
Happy Valentine's
smooches.
Day.
Love you.
Okay, very good. Now, okay, Sarah, you want to start the blessing?
Yes. Atanagi Sanagai Sakayata Wata. Akaya Sakayato Ashati Nakaya.
Love exists in all parts of the universe, in every civilization, in every culture. In every being, there is some love. Let us light up the universe together with these beautiful thoughts of love, bringing to one another, even when cultures that we meet may not want to spend time with us or be with us. We can still offer them the community of love within our hearts. We know that you, as a community, are building your love for one another and bringing your lights forward so that your civilization can be a brighter light in the galaxy as well as the universe. We offer ourselves to you as friends. We offer ourselves to you in the sense that we will commune with you. We do not find you as ugly as you may find us, but we are not to be hated for what we look like, but loved for what we represent in the universe. Let us connect in every way and sensibility that is possible, so that we may bring understanding to even other species that may not wish to touch or be close to us, but we can connect through the bonds of love and send a light that will be brilliant and understood.
And have a listen.
Okay.
When you finish, should I do my blessing?
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Terrassa kirkero kututtu kuurassa kirkiro kututtu kuruassa raata kirkero kunun kurukia kasara kieta kurukuttu tiirkeja tai kensari kieta kurukuttu tiirketi kiresari kirkuttu kurukuutta sara kirka kurukutun kurukuttu tiirkera kasara kirkuttu kurukuttu kirkuttu tikra tai kiresari kirkuttu.
There was a time when we did not understand and could not be close, but now you pierce our hearts with love. You let us know that there is a sensation of goodness and well-being within you, and it transfers to us so well. We are there to help you along, and you are there to help us as well, because the understanding between us grows closer every day. Let us dwell in the same places. Let our lights mingle and become a sun, a bright vision of thought.
Thank you.
Amen.
Perfect.
So beautiful, both of those blessings. So beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, they were very... One was Arcturian for sure. What was the name of your species, Sarah?
The Naga.
The Naga, that's right. The Naga.
It's a definitely two civilizations speaking to us.
Yes, they're... Oh, well, I think they had messages that would go with Valentine's Day, so...
Mm-hmm.
That was, I think they wanted to connect that way, so that's cool.
That's beautiful, guys.
Very, very cool.
Brian, would you be willing to do a blessing? You just
me?
popped in at the right moment, maybe.
Who?
Brian.
Brian, our love guru.
If I get a chance, I'd like to do one too.
Oh, sure.
All right,
yes.
go ahead.
Say that one more time again. What am I doing?
A love blessing.
Okay. All right. Iyaka ni shiakatano wasakaniya rakotohua iniya shakatana iyakatariya sokotoa iniya 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐂.
Distance no longer exists, nor does time, but love exists in every space in between thoughts and actions. Therefore, you give to one another, continuously fueling each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Lovely.
All right, I guess I'll do mine now.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Happy Valentine's Day. Love to you all.
You too, Stephen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nika was nika is nika. Ook nika sta nika muko asa. En ook nika is eigenlijk nuko is nika hasa nuha. En ook t-shirt nika swakas nika toaka nika dia nuko. En dat nika to sukoka. Ataka is nika o is dat nuko sta ina. Ook dat is nika en ook hasa kato is shahas nuko ina. Ataka has nika I on was I can't watch the back at the Ukati Unaka Secretary to Akas to pattern, you can see that to Russell Rotting this Catania. Usakatino Costa pattern, you go to look at your shaka. Ukata the shadow of Manika, but what you got to Moka.
All attention is faced on you. You draw us to you. You are the face of light now that comes to brightness. Now from dim to brightness, and now from not understanding to understanding. You bring to us some interest that we bring as well back to you. There is something about you that we feel and negotiate with in our hearts that will dwell with us for all times in our history. And you will take us in as well, for we are understanding and pulling to you our hearts. Now that there is connection and brightness between us, let us understand the difference is not so different, and the sameness is ultimately the universe's way of speaking to your heart. Let us now come together in just thought, and one day we will physically hold you in our arms.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So we've been Human Colony. Thank you so much for tuning in. We see you next week for our weekly webinar.
Yes.
Much love to you all, one and all, on this Valentine's Day.
To you too, Rowley, and to Kim. Much strength to you, Jim, and everybody else. And your guests. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love to everybody.
Bye, everyone in the room, everyone in this world, and everyone in the galaxies. Love you all.
Yeah, so many places represented here.